All right, this is another RP compilation that I'm bursting with excitement to entertain and review so I can be woke.
The game plan, man.
But all right, hold on.
All right, you want to know the true secret to getting a man? This is what you got to do. You got to sit down. You got to evaluate all your flaws. You need to work on them so you can become the woman that you need to be to attract the man that you want to have. Period. There you go. Well, do you cook? No.
This is the first time in history, human history, where women have absolutely nothing to offer men at all, but still have a list longer than the list of Jericho of standards and requirements that men have to meet. And they don't even understand what I just said. You can say, well, yeah, but what about sex? Sure, unless she regrets it. If you're ever feeling like you're having a bad day, my brother is still paying off a wedding loan and he divorced.
When they go out, that they're going to blow so much cash on a girl.
I don't.
No? Okay, maybe.
Type of woman. Why?
Now?
Type of woman. I might not even know you. This is what the thing is me, right? I said, you're talking to a man who was in like a relationship for 10 years. I am very well versed in grand gestures. I know what a grand gesture is to my woman. I'll take you on a holiday. I will buy you things, Valentine's Day, birthday. I was very well versed in it. I'm coming from that, and I'm coming into a marketplace where women want grand gestures, and I've just met you. Are you crazy?
Men don't ask you on coffee dates because we're too cheap to buy you dinner. We ask you on coffee dates because if you accept, then you're most likely wife material and you're going to start getting those dinners. And if you refuse, you most likely belong to the streets, and we're glad we didn't waste more than $10 on some coffee dealing with you.
A woman got grand gestures. I don't know you. Let's go for a picnic in the park and I'll have it.
I know we don't know each other, but you have to spend $600 on dinner or you don't like me. First time in history.
Talk with you, do you know what I mean? And I'll say, let's go for a coffee, and then I'll see what's going on. Don't ask me to spend £200-400 in a restaurant at Hakkasan. I don't know you.
Yeah, but you see, sorry to cut, but like, I like the grand gestures. However, I don't expect it from you. If I say let's go somewhere nice, best believe I'm ready to put in because I want that. What do you mean?
You haven't got time? Man, I haven't got time for what? You want to pay for me on the first date?
No, not pay for you.
Oh, okay.
We all put in. Like, let's go somewhere nice and enjoy the food. Because I'm sorry, like, I don't want to say I'm a bit bougie, but I'm a bit fucking bougie. And I don't...
She's also a bit chunky. You women have lost your fucking minds, and that's why marriage rates are going to continue plummeting. You've lost your minds, and it's, if anybody even bothers to care enough to try, it's going to take at least a century to reprogram you to normal human beings, especially now that there's an alphabet group where there's 7 million genders and you love Hitler if you drink Pepsi.
I don't like... I can do picnic in the park. Give me M&S. Yes, I'll do picnic in the park. I will provide the M&S because that's, and she knows that's just what I'm like. I don't care. Like, I'm not bothered about what you have, what you don't have. Like, as long as I'm happy and this is like, then I'm cool.
You need to be by yourself.
Piss off.
Like, you do. You need to be by yourself.
Piss off. I am by myself.
That's what I'm saying. But you need to be by yourself. Like, you're acting like the man in this.
No, I'm not acting like the man.
You are.
That's another problem with you women, especially you useless female dating coaches. You talk about what women want in men like you're men talking to women. So every single word out of your mouth is fucking nonsense. Don't listen to female dating coaches. They're just washed up feminists that don't have anything better to do. They just stay away from them. They're useless.
Acting like the man. I'm not going to settle for BS because someone doesn't want to give it to me. Like,
give it to you.
And
what obligation do they have to give it to you?
You don't have an obligation to give it to me. But if you want something from me, you're going to have to show me that I'm actually worth you even getting that.
That was the point of traditional dating and traditional marriage. And you blew that up like fucking Hiroshima.
Okay, but what are you showing to him? What assurance? Yeah, like what are you showing? What are you
I'm
doing?
chasing you down.
What does he get?
I'm a very intelligent woman. I'm very caring. I can be.
Nothing. She has nothing to offer. First time in history.
Very submissive. It's just that
you can be submissive.
it's a choice. It's a choice. Every woman has a
It's
choice
not
to be submissive. I'm not going to submit to every man that I meet.
No. Submission should be your default setting, your energy when it comes to men.
Yeah, but you
can't because all right. If I said,
and when we say submission, we don't mean get on your knees like slaves and kiss our feet. We mean take our word for it when we tell you something, unless there's a reason that we have to come together on something. That's what we mean. We don't mean get in the basement so I can hit you with a whip. We just mean don't be a cunt.
As a man, I will only be masculine for the right woman.
So,
Exactly.
But that's how it sounds to men. When you say I can be feminine or I can be submissive, they're like, well, I don't want to deal with that headache. I'll just find a girl who is submissive.
I mean, can you imagine wanting princess behavior or demanding princess behavior and you're not my princess? Like it doesn't make no sense. Like you're asking men that you have no idea about. You don't know I'm not saying you ladies, but I'm just saying ladies that don't know. They're asking men to treat them like a quote unquote princess. You are not my princess. Why am I?
Princesses are supposed to be rare. So if every woman is a princess, then none of you are princesses, because being a princess doesn't mean anything. And if you want to know what the real definition of a princess is, it's a 20-year-old female virgin looking for a husband to settle down with so she could be a stay-at-home mother and raise kids and care for her castle like a princess would.
So what obligation do I have to treat you like my princess? I'll treat you like an individual and a person with respect, but you're not getting all the glitz and glamour yet. That's earned.
Yeah, but that's why you need to ask. Sorry to cut you, but that's why you need to ask questions. You need to be inquisitive and understand the person's core values. Do they align with your core values? What's the point of being treated like a princess if that's a temporary?
If you're not a traditional woman, then you don't have core values anyway.
Day out.
How many seasons are there?
Come on, man.
8, July.
May, June, July.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Said 8.
There's 12 months. And the question was about seasons. Wake up. Come back to reality.
Oh, mother.
I'm gonna wash all the dishes.
You are?
Yeah.
Dear future son-in-law, I've got you pretty well set up. I'm going to need a Mercedes-Benz when I turn 60.
Doesn't seem like too much to ask.
Valentine's Day, just remember that most women who are in relationships.
I've never been in a relationship before, and the thing that just keeps me going is that I know deep down in my heart that no relationship with a man could ever be that great. Like, there's no way. I refuse to believe it. Because when you think about it, very few men have emotional intelligence.
I'm not even going to open that can of worms, but I can't. It's YouTube. I'm sorry.
I'm sure there's at least one who does. I've never met them, but like maybe there's at least one.
I got tagged in this for comment, and honestly, there's not a whole lot to say other than the fact that this is clearly just one of those thinly veiled femcel videos. The thing about me making comments on shit like this as a black man is that I'll never really get a point across, because as a black man, there's no merit to be made in me arguing against black women because they are on the lower end of the systemic oppression ladder than I am. And because they're lower on the totem pole than me, any of my arguments against their weird...
None of you are suppressed. You don't have affirmative action and Title IX rights because you're oppressed. You have them because you're being treated like you're special, and you're not.
Incel-heavy, misandrous views are just going to be seen as me as a black man angry that I'm being held accountable or some shit. But as someone who's had a majority of female friends in their life, I'm curious as to how other normal women see content like this. Because personally, I'd be embarrassed to have this fucking weirdo speak for me.
Your father and I are getting a divorce.
I know. I caught on months ago after listening to your fights and trying to make you both feel better after them.
Anyway, now you need to choose who you're going to live with.
Wow. I need to think about this. That's a big decision for someone in second grade.
Well, maybe you should tell that to your father, because his girlfriend is the reason we're getting a divorce. If he loved us, this wouldn't be happening.
It seems like you don't
And that is what we call a bad mother.
understand that I'm still learning math and that this conversation is way too much for me developmentally. Aside from that, the person you're talking about is my father, and you're controlling my perception of him while also scaring and hurting me. Your divorce has nothing to do with the way Daddy feels about me. But I'm too young to understand that, so I'm going to blame myself and believe there's something wrong with me because my parents are getting divorced.
Oh, so what am I supposed to do? Just hide this from you?
No, it's not about hiding it from me. I should be told that you and Dad are getting a divorce. But I need an emotionally mature parent who can help me make sense of my emotions.
And the problem is there's almost none when it comes to divorce. Mostly because people don't care about their kids. That's why one of the two parties files for divorce. It's usually the reason why. Because if you cared about your kids, then you wouldn't have married somebody that you were going to divorce.
And to remind me that I'm loved deeply by both of my parents, even when they feel upset or I'm married or not.
Jeez, I never thought of that. I'm way too caught up in my own emotions and keep forgetting you're a child, not my friend.
I know. While you're telling me so many negative things about Dad, you're actually damaging our relationship too. But you don't understand that yet.
No, she understands. She just doesn't care. And she never will. That's why she's using the kid as ammunition in the first place.
I don't feel safe with you anymore. I feel confused and icky about this entire situation. And when I'm at Daddy's, he'll be saying negative things about you and not understanding that I'm being traumatized and put in the middle of adult arguments I didn't create because I'm being used as a way for you both to unconsciously get revenge on each other.
It's not unconscious.
Being a 21-year-old virgin is killing my confidence. Should I focus on losing the V card or just keep working at it? Thanks.
One thing I would tell you, man, is that I would never want any of you guys to make the mistake of thinking the number of women that you've slept with is tied to your value as a man.
It means absolutely nothing to your value as a man. It might make your friends think you're cool enough to bust your balls over, but otherwise all you're doing is risking pregnancy, STDs, divorce, child support, your life, your money, your possessions, your sanity, your faith in humanity, your will to live.
That couldn't be a more unhealthy way to look at your value as an individual or as a human in general.
Female self-defense.
Your value as a man is in what you produce and how you impact the lives of the people that you meet and how you treat your family and what your goals are.
Is preventing yourself from being in a situation where you're attacked. Female self-defense is hiding. Female self-defense is not combat. Nothing you can learn in any class is going to give you a smidgen of a chance against an actual dude who's about violence. If you go to any class and they're convincing you that you're going to learn something that's going to help you, they are wasting your time and money.
You can be a female black belt in jiu-jitsu. You could be Ronda Rousey, and you're still not going to win a street fight or a kick fight or a UFC fight against a man. Because in spite of what some people who wear blue will tell you, men and women are different. We are significantly stronger and our bones are thicker. And that's before we start working out.
There is nothing any of you women could learn for the next 10 years that would prevent me or a guy my size doing whatever.
But at least you're banning guns.
If a dude smashes you in the face, like actually grabs you by the hair and hits you once, maximum twice, you now need a hospital. Your cheek's broken, your jaw's broken, your brain's bleeding, you're in concussion. If I wanted to put my hands around if a man like me put his hand around a girl's neck and squeeze as hard as he could, she has maybe 45 seconds of life left. That's it. Like, you're thinking it's gonna be some struggle, some shit like a Hollywood movie. It will take 2 or 3 seconds max to dispatch any of you. If a guy was actually trying to hurt you for real, not trying to slap you, not trying to teach you a lesson, actually trying to actually hurt you, you have no idea. You wouldn't stay. You wouldn't
stay. For the first time in its history, the American Psychological Association released guidelines concerning men and boys, saying that so-called traditional masculinity not only is harmful, but could also lead to homophobia and sexual harassment.
Psychologists are toxic and leading to the homophobia in America.
And the main thrust is that traditional masculinity, which you are the great defender of, by the way,
is what used to keep the nuclear family together. Once you destroy the nuclear family completely, it's over for society, because you've robbed men of the only purpose that billions of us are put on this earth to serve. And once we come to that realization, we're not going to do the plumbing jobs anymore. We're not going to clean your sewers anymore. And we're not going to care about your electricity anymore. And we're not going to guard your prisons anymore. And we aren't going to build your cars anymore. And so on and so on and so on. So keep talking about how useless men are. And let me know how that works out in about 10 years.
A man.
And that's being generous.
Marked by stoicism, competitiveness, dominance, and aggression, is on the whole
Stoicism and competitiveness are now evil things. They're harmful. It's harmful to be stoic. It's harmful to be competitive.
It's psychologically harmful, and socializing boys to suppress their emotions causes damage.
Dad right now is there. Somebody was supposed to come and fuck me, but nobody came and fucked me. Everybody's rejecting me. Left, right, left, right. Am I ugly or am I annoying?
Yeah, boys, this works absolute wonders. If you ever want to see the absolute shock or horror in a woman's face, if she's attractive, try and reject her advances. It's probably the funniest reaction you're ever going to get.
Either that or you're going to get stabbed to death, but it's going to be interesting either way.
Because a lot of the times, attractive women don't get rejected. They kind of get what they want. If they approach a guy, they usually tend to do fairly well. But rejecting them is a whole new ballgame. Because if anything, they want you even more, because they're like, whoa, this guy he's not blown away by my beauty? What is going on here? And then the insecurity starts to kick in, and they're like, ah, shit, has the expiration date expired? Is it over for me? Yes.
I ain't finna go through no shit over no mother. Look, let me tell you something. I say this on air. I don't give a fuck if I got a baby with you, bitch. If you a problem, fuck you and that baby. I'll make another one.
And
that's who the fuck I am.
And they do too. They'd be alive.
If you down with me,
as a baby down.
And you show me respect, and I feel like you ain't no cutthroat, bitch, I will die for you if you got mine. But if you running around here talking crazy to me, bitch, fuck all y'all.
Damn, baby. Put them all in you.
Fuck all y'all. The baby you had before that one, your mama, bitch, y'all nothing to me. And if the baby survived that shit, and the motherfucker seem like he ain't cut like you, then maybe I can fuck with him later on. But I ain't finna be going through no drama just because you got a baby with me, bitch. Give a fuck.
That's toxic.